Hey guys, welcome to my most anticipated review that I've ever done, basically, or that's on my channel for that matter. I know my channel is new, but I have seen a lot of movies, and this is one that I have been most excited to see. If you have not yet seen this movie or you are new to my channel, there will be spoilers, but if that does not bother you, let's go ahead and get into my review of 2018's Halloween. So, Halloween, like I said, was released in 2018, this year. It runs 106 minutes, if I'm correct, and is rated R. It's, of course, under the horror category, and is directed and written by David Gordon Green. Not familiar with his work. Its cast is, of course, the legend Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, Andy Matichak, Nick Castle, and Will Patton, among others. So the plot for this movie is 40 years after narrowly escaping Michael's killing spree, Laurie confronts Michael once more. Like, she confronts him once more, which is one too many, of course, after he escapes the mental institution. So, I have my notes down here, as you guys all know. I will be looking down because I do forget. I say a lot. You just gotta deal with it. So, if you guys want to have a little counter down there, that's totally fine with me. So, everyone knew at the beginning of Halloween the iconic, famous pumpkin, along with the Halloween score. So, but the beginning of this Halloween, 2018's Halloween, the pumpkin squashed or rotted or old or whatever you want to put it. But it slowly comes back to life with the Halloween music while it pans in with the score. So kind of like a Halloween revive. That's how I feel it is, metaphorically. That's what I really liked about the beginning of it. So this movie takes place directly after the first one, completely ignoring all the others, which in some ways I agree with, and in some ways I don't. Michael is in a mental institution / jail, I guess, and is being interviewed by a pair of foreign journalists or podcasters. He is significantly aged and bald, of course, because it's 40 years later. He is set to be transferred where he should stay until the rest of his days. But of course, you know, if you've seen the other movies, but of course this isn't related to that, but if you've seen the other movies, you know he's gonna escape. But anyways, he needs to get to Laurie. That sets up the events of the movie. So meanwhile, Laurie suffers severe PTSD and has completely isolated herself from the world and her family, not only by choice, but because her daughter, who's played by Judy Greer, can't stand to be around her most of the time and doesn't want her to be around her granddaughter, Allison, who is played by Andy Matichak. Even though you can tell she wants a relationship with her grandmother, her daughter doesn't want her to have a relationship with her granddaughter. So there are a lot of similarities between this one and the original, the first one. Like when Laurie is walking down the street in 1978, and Allison and her friends in the current. That's one similarity. There are a few more which I'll kind of talk about a little bit later. The original 1978 Halloween was about Michael stalking babysitters and Laurie. But this one is more Laurie stalking Michael, kind of the predator becoming the prey. Also, there's only one babysitter mentioned who just so happens to get murdered by Michael. I'm pretty sure they had to add that just for giggles. Michael is now under the care of a new doctor, Dr. Sartain, who seems more obsessed with Michael than willing to help him. And he seems pretty much pointless in this movie. I don't really understand his character. I don't really like him. There is one funny part of flip phone. In 2018, there's a flip phone in a movie of 2018 that is set in 2018. And who has it? A teenager. A teenager who has a flip phone. It just seems unrealistic. But this movie had some big shoes to fill. Like, I was expecting great things out of this movie, which were filled to a certain extent, but I was let down a smidge, and let me tell you why. Spoilers might follow, okay, so just so you know. The timeline gets completely reset. Meaning, as I said before, it totally disregards every movie that followed Halloween 1978. So there was no hospital, there was no Jamie in 4 and 5, there was no H2O, there was none of that. So Laurie and Michael were not siblings, supposedly. I don't like that because that gives him a reason to stalk her, and makes the movie more interesting to me, and changes the whole perspective of the movie that I've thought since I've seen the movie the very first time. So I don't believe it's Halloween in this movie, and in 1978 Halloween I do. Like, in this movie, the atmosphere does not feel like it's Halloween. It just doesn't to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the movie, but I just expected more out of the movie. I don't know if it was because of the director. Maybe it needed to be the original director that it was before. Of course, it is his movie, his brainchild, but I don't know. I don't know what went wrong with that. So let's talk about the cast. Jamie Lee Curtis, enough said. She was amazing, as always. She went from totally fragile to badass, kick-ass grandma. Andy Matichak, who plays Allison, the granddaughter, she does a great job. I have never seen her in any other movie. But she does a great job of showing emotion through her face without saying a word. Now, okay, so with Judy Greer, who plays the daughter. To me, she did not fit in this movie at all. She did not fit this part. She's a good actress, but not in this movie. In a movie like this, it calls for an actress that can portray a sense of emotion at any given moment, and Judy Greer just doesn't do good. She does more so in like Cursed, where she played a werewolf. She did great in that movie. I did not like how they took things from the original. I did like how they took things from the original and swapped roles, like when Michael threw Laurie out of the window and she's not there. you know, they kind of swatch roles there. And when the granddaughter's in class and she looks out the window, she sees Lori. You know, they kind of swap those roles. I love how, like I said before, you know, things just switch around. So there's also comedy that gives the same feel as Scream. That is just misplaced and unfocused, that I just didn't think fit in this film, because Halloween is not about comedy. So, however, even though there are some negatives, I did enjoy the movie and I will add it to my collection. I totally will, 100%, because I am a Halloween fan. Michael Myers is one of my all-time favorites, and I will give it 3.5 Michael Myers. So the movie I am most excited to see is Beautiful Boy. It is actually out now, and I will link that in the description below. So that's it for my 2018's Halloween. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, and to see more videos like this, make sure you sub before you leave, and hit the notification bell so you can get updated of when I upload new content. Check out my most recent videos here, and check out my other channel here, and make sure you subscribe here before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.